Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Cole Russell. Welcome back to Bias Sports Talk. Hey, we're going to go ahead and get right into it. Hey, first off, let's start by congratulating the Philadelphia Eagles for going there and putting an absolute beating on the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Hey, something most of us on this show thought was going to happen, except for, hey, Gino only bets locks, so shout out to him.
Hey, I still won more money.
Yeah, whatever you got to say. Hey, I'd also like to go ahead and say hell of a year for the Kansas City Chiefs, man. But that Tay Voodoo was not going to work against the absolute juggernaut of a squad that the GOAT put together, Howie Roseman. Hey, Spags thought, let's load up the box and stop Saquon, but I'd have to go ahead and say that Jalen Hurts had other plans. Out-rushing Saquon himself, he put together a Super Bowl MVP performance that a lot of the media didn't seem to think he had in him. All year there's been questions about the passing game, but that didn't seem to be the case. On that 46-yard bomb to Devontae Smith to give the Eagles a 34-0 lead with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Hey, let's go ahead and bring B. Philly on to see what he's got to say about it. Young B. Philly, man, go Birds, baby!
Oh, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
This fucking guy.
Let's fucking go, boy! They already got them poles greased. They already done celebrated. They on to the parade, man. He flying out for the parade.
Good day to be a Philadelphia
tear,
Eagle, huh?
Shed a tear.
Hey, every blind squirrel finds a nut. Let's go.
This for y'all.
Go Birds. Shout out to the fan back in Philly, man.
Hey, shout out to the Birds, man.
Go Birds, dickhead! Come on, fuck with me, yes, sir. What I fucking say? First episode, we were riding the whole time. What I fucking say? Go Birds, dickhead.
I would ask
we on the podcast. Let's get it started.
I would ask his reaction, but you just got it. Hey, I'm here with Milan, a.k.a. Lon, a.k.a. Santana.
What's the word? What's going
on? And we're here
on?
with Gino'S. Hey, what do the boys got to say?
I heard they call me Young Moolah because if you followed my parlay last week, you cashed in big, and that's why I'm here, boy.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get into that. I'd love some clarification on that because I can think of a couple bets that didn't cash.
A couple Gino locks.
But there might have been a couple that did. So we'll talk about it.
A couple Gino
Yeah, the
locks.
Chiefs, horrible L, but that's why you bet the over, the hedge that, just in case, because you know the over's a lock no matter what.
He did call the over. He did call the over.
I was like, that over was suspect. Only came into play because the Birds held it down.
A cash is a cash.
Cash is a cash. What did the over end up being at? Ending line.
Well, final score is like 40-22. It's like
so 62.
Yeah, they cleared it.
Yeah,
by 40 points.
it was shit way out.
It was 43.5, right?
Yeah, 49, I think.
49. Oh, that's kind of
yeah.
Something around there.
It's a little okay. Well,
2 or 3 of those touchdowns were sympathy touchdowns at the end of the game as well. So
yeah, one of them was to DeAndre Hopkins. What I tell y'all? What I tell you? Come on, plus 390 anytime touchdown bet, and shout out to Slim.
D-Hop anytime touchdown.
We love that.
That is a fact.
That was a lucky cash, but it was a good cash.
Hey, let's go ahead and talk about that offense, though. The Eagles just looked way more dominant than it was. It was just methodically, let's push it down the field, let's get there, and just beat the hell out of them.
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
It was, dude, hell of a game. I think we kind of all called it on the last pod. We said we thought they were going to stack the box a lot,
Yep.
So I think it opened up a lot of passing, and I think Jalen looked good. Like especially, I think he led the team well. It was interesting. It just kind of felt like the whole team just felt a little more prepared for the moment. I don't know if it was championship fatigue or maybe, in my personal opinion, maybe the Chiefs, the defense was solid, but I feel like they were not as good as they were in past years. So, I was surprised they made it that far. But, yeah, the offense, especially, like you were saying, offense looked really good, man. And I think anyone who, tries to say anything about Saquon's performance, he's the whole reason that the rest of the offense got opened up. So, sometimes you got to be the sacrificial lamb. But he got him there in the first place. So, you know what I mean?
Hey, all year they just been running the shit out of the ball, man. Spags gonna load the box, and once he did that, you can't forget who they got on the outside, man.
So that's the only reason why it worked out. It was Saquon still could be MVP just for the fact of his dominance all year, made them load the box, made them send all that extra pressure, made them leave A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, wide open and single coverage on the outside when A.J. Brown, like we said on the first episode, #1 in the league against man coverage. They still let it happen. Just like the last Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts said, if you want me to beat you, I'll bend you over, take my belt off, and I'll beat that fucking ass.
Hey,
His belt a fucking ass tour all fucking year, like we said. We've been riding. We knew what was going to happen. Defense came with it. The most unstoppable thing you can have in today's NFL is the #1 defense with a #1 line and a #1 running back.
Yes, sir.
Everything else is extra icing on the cake.
Yes, sir.
Agreed.
Even with a slow game, Saquon goes ahead and sets the record for most yards in a season, including the playoffs, eclipsing over 2,500 rushing yards.
That's insane.
Hey, let's clap it up for that. That's
Yeah.
clap it up. Hey.
Shout out to 2-6.
Hey, I just gotta say, shout out Saquon, shotgunning Coors every time you get one of these big dubs,
Penn State's
man.
finest,
That
baby.
boy's on a rampage. Let's go.
Did y'all see on Twitter his chain he got in the club? He got the 26 minute. I don't know who's doing jewelry for the Eagles, but they got diamonds dancing over there like Future. Man,
It's a competition now. A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, or
They definitely all
Saquon.
know
Who's
that.
glistening more? Who's glistening out here
I'm
more?
gonna still have to go with Jalen Hurts.
Jalen's
but for
clean.
sure in the locker room, like they seen that all go viral, and now everybody is like, oh yeah,
everyone's trying
we
to
gotta
compete.
step
you know
up.
they talk
We
about
gotta
it.
step up.
Jalen's sitting there
For sure.
feeling
Shout out Jalen Hurts.
Can we say Saquon is single-handedly the best free agent acquisition in the NFL ever history?
Probably.
I'd probably go Tom Brady, but he's close
Not a
second.
free agent. I mean, he got one.
Bucks.
Yeah.
Was Brady a trade?
Yeah, you're right. I guess
That-
free agent. They
that's
got
free
one.
agent,
yeah.
I still say Saquon having the greatest season. a
They
running
both
back
won
has
him a
ever
Super
had.
Bowl.
Yeah,
you know.
I'd
Tom
say-
Brady
I'd
got
say
one,
so.
but I wouldn't say like Patriots are going to overshine that career no matter what.
I mean,
Saquon's career now is the Eagles after 1 year.
Saquon set
Nothing
himself
else
up.
that happened in the past matters.
Saquon set himself up for success. He had 2 offers from other teams that were higher, but he chose to go with the Eagles,
Bears.
obviously because of the line.
Those endorsements, he'll get all that money back
Exactly.
right now in
Do we know
Super
what
Bowl
teams?
endorsements.
One was the Bears for sure.
I'm not completely sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure
I
either.
just know
Doesn't
that for a
matter.
fact there was 2 other teams that were
Facts.
higher.
That's nuts. I didn't know that at all. So that's crazy. I just assumed the Eagles.
He's a
getting high, so I was like, they paid
hometown
him.
kid. He's a hometown kid from outside of Harrisburg. I was like, he's from Pennsylvania.
Penn State.
It was coming in, went to Penn State. That's why you see him shotgunning.
Shout out to Hershey
celebrate
Milton.
every single win. That's what my mans were going to frat parties. We know that.
Hey, how about
He was having himself a great time.
how about Landon Dickerson walking around with the IV, man?
IV with a beer, IV one
chugging
arm,
beers.
beer in the other. That's what we do,
Hey,
bro. That's how
the
we
hard-
celebrate.
That's the hardest shit I've ever seen in a celebration.
That's why usually I
cheers to
drink
y'all,
one
bro.
Coors
Cheers to
Light,
y'all.
one Coors Original, because Coors Light has electrolytes. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, of course.
That's
Rocky
it.
water.
You heard it here first.
We needed to have we should have had
Gino'S.
a camera on for the live reaction after the game. Those drinks were flowing after the game.
Those drinks were flowing. Hey, how about the hard ass picture that Jalen Hurts took as well, sitting down smoking the cigar?
Was it staged or was it natural?
Hey, staged or not, it was a lot harder than Jason Tatum trying
They're
to stage his.
they're all
So, I'll
staged.
tell you
I
that.
don't know
But-
because he had people in the background, so it makes it look like we try to say, but like if you're really gonna stage a photo, but hey yo, get out the photo shot. Like,
real.
it was just fluid still.
True, but I think also like, and the picture was cold, Jalen. So I'm
Cold
not
as shit.
hating. I'm just keeping it a bean.
Come on, with the
If-
Jordan
if-
goggles.
Cold
Bro,
as
take
fam.
1 second. Everyone else had a whole different brand of goggles.
I'm not
on.
disagreeing
Only-
with you about
only
it being
one
hard.
that had the Jordan. Bro.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, because he got that bag, bro.
ever
Obviously.
seen an NFL locker room? Like, there's cameras everywhere. If I just won a Super Bowl and I pulled my cigar out, I'd sit on the floor and look down too.
But you
Because
know
I'd be
that-
like, someone gonna get this flick. That's what I'm saying.
At the
You
same time,
earn that moment, though. You earn that
at
picture.
the same time, you know there's cameras everywhere. You don't have a single space of privacy in that locker room. Where are you supposed to take a second of digest that I'm
Facts.
now a Super Bowl champion?
not.
Also,
in
you
the
could do.
locker room away. It's like, how far can I leave to get a moment to myself?
You ain't getting a
But
moment
it's
to
also
yourself.
a great phonogenic moment.
Oh
at the
no,
same
absolutely,
time.
and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's particularly staged. I'm just saying like. You know when
opportunity.
you look hard in a
I
flick.
said-
There's no like, everyone here is taking a photo.
That's
You know what
I
I'm
love-
saying? You
I
know
love
when
it.
you try
I
to get
love
a
that everyone else
flick
had
off.
I forget what brand of goggles on. Then you see Jaden, only one that had the Jordan brand snow goggles on the side.
Oh, yeah. He's
for the
sponsored by
camera.
Jordan Brand, isn't he?
Yeah, everything Jordan out. That's
Hey,
all.
they-
He had on the
they say,
11s in the game, right? No, he had on
He had two
the
different
breads.
breads,
the,
and then he
the,
switched.
the
He
band
switched.
ones.
Yeah, he
He
switched.
switched at
He had the
halftime
half-
with the
yeah,
green
yeah.
and
Okay,
white.
so he did have
green
the,
and
he had the
white.
Concords on
Yeah.
at first. I seen those.
But,
yeah.
but y'all heard them say it looked like Jay Jettas in them Oakleys, right?
Who, you?
Hell yeah,
You
bro.
sound crazy as hell, boy.
I'm ready to go goat mode, bro.
Those crazy takes.
Gino's crazy ass takes once again. Hey,
All locks.
Super Bowl also averaged a record 127.7 million viewers.
Broke the viewership the last time. We broke it again. Can we start talking? Philadelphia is now America's team.
I will.
Can we talk about it?
Over who?
Philadelphia is America's team. We
What?
ride. Everyone loves to see us celebrate.
I mean, it ain't the
come on.
Cowboys. They ain't
It
won
ain't the
since when?
Cowboys.
When
They
was the last
haven't
time
won
they
since
won?
before I was born.
Exactly.
We don't gotta have a team, but we ain't gonna ride with Philly like that.
February of '96.
When
I
was
was
the
born
last
in
time the
May
Cowboys won a
96.
Super Bowl?
February '96. I was born May '96.
When was the last time they
haven't won a
made the
single time.
playoffs?
They haven't won since '96. Oh, Brett would know. He's divisional rival.
Fuck them. Fuck the boys.
Yeah.
Also hilarious was Nick Foles tweeting out how Tom Brady was lucky to be at both of the Eagles Super Bowl wins. Absolutely hilarious.
Said he's our
troll.
good luck.
Yeah,
charm.
so
Absolutely
last Cowboys Super Bowl, 1995.
Big Dick Nick threw what 300
95,
yards in that
96
game and
season.
caught one. Is it?
Yeah.
He got MVP, right? Rightfully so.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Big
Yeah.
Dick, baby.
Yep.
Okay, that's a interesting question, especially for you, Brett. And I maybe you're biased, but like, you think that if Carson Wentz doesn't get hurt, you guys win that first one?
Oh, for sure. Carson Wentz was 11-2.
I mean, he's the MVP
He was
that
the
year.
MVP before
but
he got
that
hurt.
Foles magic felt kind of special in that playoff
It added
run.
a different amount of energy, but our offense was better under Wentz
Fair.
before that happened.
I mean,
We
it's
were
a you'll never know
we were
situation,
dominating
right? You can argue it all
everyone
day.
that season.
Yeah.
Like, it was just literally letting our nuts drag across everyone. We were
Facts.
just pure, like, dominance now because of defense. That season was all offense. Our defense has been weak.
Well,
I was like,
this
is what I
team's
said
way
all
better.
year, that the difference this year was getting Vic. I was like, the defense, once we put Coop in, it was straps up. And we saw how that
This
worked
team
out.
is way better. That defense was the most insane thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life. And Mahomes is going to cry himself to sleep for the next 3.5 months.
What I say on the first pod, bro? What I say first ep? Are we putting them up with the 85 Bears? I said it first episode. Come on now.
After that
pure
performance, might
dominance.
have to.
Bears only have 1 year, so we can compete 1 year, and we're still going. Simultaneously, the most dominant number one defense.
To speak
while
on the
also being
viewership
youngest.
too that you brought up, Cole, I think this Super Bowl had like the perfect mix of everything you need for like max viewership, right? Like you got the Eagles, which like I don't know if they're America's team, but like the Eagles fan base is like only growing, especially with obviously the Kelsey brothers have so much like outside success, and then like Trump's at the game, so, like, you're hitting
Swifties.
First
that
president
base.
ever at the Super Bowl.
Trump's at the game, so you're hitting the conservative base. Swifties there.
The
mustard.
K-Dot's doing the halftime show, so you're getting like the progressive urban. Like literally, there was
3P
something for
possibility.
everybody in the game. And then
3P
Mahomes, all the
possibility
Chiefs stick riders.
to upset.
Yep, 3P possibility.
Exactly. Like I think it was the perfect in New Orleans. Like it was and then all the drama surrounding the halftime show. Like it was the perfect recipe for like
Yes, sir.
a
Bro,
good show.
That was so well said. There was just so much stuff.
Yep.
It was just
It's a whole combination
Perfect.
of shit.
Thank
for
you,
sure.
Jero.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, bro.
Got you.
my
dog.
dog.
Got you, bro.
That's my dog.
Got you, bro.
All
Hey, I ain't
culminated in
gonna
the
let
Birds
you.
win.
We ain't talking to Angels yet, so I got
Hey,
We'll get
get
there.
into the defense.
Oh shit! Oh man.
Hey, get into
Wait, my bad. That's my bad.
Fuck the
No,
Angels,
the head was
heard it.
turned.
We go.
Hey,
Yeah,
getting into the
my dog.
defense. Vic Fangio's defense put on an absolute masterclass, sacking Patrick Mahomes 6 times without bringing a single blitz. Cooper DeJean was out there putting on for the exciting Whites with a pick 6 on his birthday that just so happened to be his first career interception. All-pro linebacker Zach Bond, who some would say was snubbed for Defensive Player of the Year, was all over the field making a diving catch for a pick of his own. And all in all, that defense came out there ready to eat like a bunch of dogs. Now that we can assume the Chiefs will be back, seeing as they've been to 6 of the last 7 Super Bowls, but they go into the offseason with a lot of questions at multiple positions. Who will be back? Who won't be back? We'll have to see in the coming months, but as we know, Brett Veach and Andy Reid will work their magic to be right back in the discussion for another shot at the Super Bowl. What do we have to say about that?
All I know is this defense came ready to play, and we can run it
Dogs.
back for a third time.
Absolutely.
So we know Pat Mahomes is going to be back. We're going to be back right there with their Niners are falling apart. Debo's leaving.
Yep.
Who in the NFC are competing with us?
Lions.
Ooh.
Crickets.
Lions, yeah. Lions will be different. 'Cause once they're healthy, it'll be interesting to see. I wanted that matchup.
Oh,
I wanted
and
that matchup.
I mean,
no one was running from that fade. We were ready to play.
Now's a
I was
great
like, we
time
were
to
ready
bring this
go.
up, and it's because I'm about to answer your question, so I'm not changing
Are
the
we
topic.
going back to back?
When we
Yes.
did favorite teams, I can't believe I didn't talk about my Michigan Wolverines. Go blue, baby.
With the manifesto
Come on,
shirt
I got
on,
my-
baby.
I got my
Connor
manifesto.
Stallions come to the Colts.
Come on,
Hey, it's
baby.
fuck Michigan.
But,
Penn State,
all I gotta say
but-
about
hold on, let
the
me finish.
NFC.
real quick.
But
when JJ
Tom
McCarthy
Brady's still a dog.
takes over the Vikings, they could compete.
So just, we cool with Tom. We used to hate on Tom because he beat us the first time, but this is why we chilling with Pat now. We beat who beat us both times, bro. We get our revenge both times. And I was like, all right, Ghost can be cool. We gonna just be over here rocking, doing our own thing.
Thanks.
Go Philly, birds going up. Flying back for the parade,
next
baby,
year,
just for you.
next year, assuming I don't know who's going to be a free agent, but to like answer Cole's question, I don't see why the Eagles can't try to run it back. I think they make it far. I don't know if they win
I
it again.
believe they will.
I think
Super Bowl next
only
year.
I
question,
think so too. Who's
only
like, that
question
was
is
dominant.
another new OC. This is the 9th OC for Jalen
Sirianni's
Hurts in 10
offensive
straight
guy
seasons.
doesn't matter that much. As long as he hires someone competent, he could run the offense. So
Kellen Moore to the
Two
Saints,
seasons
right?
ago, we didn't.
Yeah.
That's why we hired a rookie offensive coordinator. Fell
Sirianni
apart.
already said that he doesn't like to call plays. He likes to be able to.
no,
manage the
but
game.
he's gonna be in charge of it like Andy Reid. Doesn't he have an OC too that calls plays?
I believe Andy Reid calls.
No,
the
Andy
plays.
Reid's the genius behind
Yeah.
it. Nick Sirianni, we bring in.
I'm
culture.
pretty sure the Chiefs have an OC that calls the plays,
Nick
and Andy
Sirianni is a
Reid's the
vibes coach.
mastermind.
Well, their OC would be Matt Nagy, and I feel like he
That
definitely
is.
does
He
not call
doesn't
the
call-
plays over Andy Reid.
Well,
He
he's the
helps
OC.
scheme the offense
Yeah.
and the playbook and everything, but I think everything falls down to Andy Reid. He's
Yeah.
not a walk it around coach. He's dominating for the
Yeah.
offense.
I think
That's
he's
Big
more.
Red. That's Big Red.
I
Shout
feel
out.
like Andy Reid's more the guy in the lab making these plays and making the success, and he's the guy behind everything. But he has a
Like
guy called
always,
plays.
Like Eric Bieniemy never getting enough credit because
Exactly,
he's
'cause
just in the
Andy Reid
background.
is the one calling
You're
the
just
plays.
riding Andy Reid's jockstrap. We saw what he did now that he's on his own team.
Yep.
Eric Bieniemy's not doing nothing, crawling back to somewhere else
What
now.
team did he just go to?
He's now on a new team. That's what I said, crawling around to someone
Yeah,
else.
Let me look it up.
But speaking of which, D Hop announced today that he's not retiring. He said, "I don't know why anyone would ever say that I'm not retiring." So
Didn't help him this year. It's like again,
he caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Patriots adding Randy Moss.
Eric
doesn't always
Bieniemy-
work out for the big ones.
I mean, they went 16-0. They just lost the Super Bowl.
always work
I think it worked. Him and Tom both set records.
Yeah,
I think that
D-Hop
worked out
on the
super
Chiefs
great.
is nasty.
I don't
That
think
just fell
anyone
apart.
thinks that Randy Moss is the reason they lost, that Eli and them won.
No.
I
the reason
understand.
that-
I understand the notion of what you're saying, but that was they were the only undefeated season in NFL history
lost.
ever.
Yeah,
They went 18-0 for that game, and Randy Moss
The Chiefs
and
did the same
Tom
thing.
broke records. And I
Chiefs
think
went
Tom,
to the Super Bowl with D Hop. He got a Super Bowl. Still wasn't enough.
D Hop's not
wasn't
Randy
enough.
Moss. Shout out to D Hop though. You a dog, gang. And shout out to you cashing that bet too. I really
The
appreciate it.
Sympathy touchdown.
The only
Sympathy.
undefeated season is the 72 Dolphins. That is the only official undefeated season. They went 17-0 and won Super Bowl 7.
Hey, don't let Russ cook.
That's why they call the Patriots. It was what was it? 17 wins, one giant loss.
So how long were the
One
seasons back
giant
then?
loss.
14?
Yeah,
It
probably.
was 17 and it was probably 14 2 1.
70s, yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
14 games.
Yeah.
Eric Bieniemy just got a job as the running backs coach for the Bears.
He fell down the running backs coach.
From the Bears.
Not even
Wait,
a
why we hating on him? Where'd he come
down
from?
bad right now without
That's the
Big
old
Red.
Chiefs OC.
That man is
That's
down
the one that
bad
they were
without
saying-
Big
they
Red.
were saying Eric
Chiefs OC,
Bieniemy
that's why
deserved
we're
the
saying
job.
Andy Reid was calling the plays.
That's
He
what
wasn't calling the
refuted your
Gotcha,
whole
gotcha.
point. That man's a running back coach now without Big Red, bro.
plays. Yeah.
Well, shout out to the
Down
Eagles for the
bad.
dub, man. That
Down
was
bad.
Shout out to the Eagles. Hey, let's get into these bets that we were talking about going back to the last episode. I know for a fact that I was the one saying Jalen Hurts' first touchdown at plus 450. And what happened to that?
that's a cash.
That is a cash. Yes, sir.
If you cash, you get a
Shout
you
out
get a
to
bang.
Han Dawson
Yes,
going down
sir.
on the 1 yard line.
Yes,
the most
sir.
easiest
So
goal
I'm
kick in the
sir.
league.
gonna just go through the list of what I handed out on the pod, and then a couple things I took outside. On the pod, Jalen Hurts 2 passing touchdowns. Bang. On the pod, DeAndre Hopkins anytime touchdown. Bang. On the pod, Jalen Hurts 2 touchdowns, no cash.
No cash.
Now, outside the pod, I was sitting with Brett. We were on the second quarter, and I just had this feeling, kind of like this feeling that I get when I'm feeling home runs for dudes, and y'all will see when the MLB season comes up. I was just sitting there, and I was like, Brett, Devontae Smith touchdown. Brett's like, it's a big game. He's going to do it. So we took a live bet on that plus 290. That was
That's a bang.
so it was a good day.
Clap it up.
Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up.
Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up.
What about you, Gino? How'd you do?
Pretty
locks-
well,
what
pretty
locks you give
well. I was big on Mahomes and Hurts over the passing yards. They both did, but by less than like one had it by like 3 yards, one had it by like 8 yards. Like they barely got over that, and it was kind of high scoring game at the end by the end of it. So
Cash is a cash.
That was surprising. And
Do we
then
want to talk about Gino?
Saquon,
Do we want to talk about Gino's money line lock for the Chiefs?
Yeah, that's
Is that what we want to discuss?
that was going back to the intro.
That's what I do
I mean,
remember right there,
I
baby.
don't think anyone can even have a discussion about that. So you probably skip over that.
We can definitely have a discussion about it. They were down
34-0.
Yeah, I was gonna say when they scored at
30-0.
I don't even know when it stopped.
It was just
But that's why you hedge it with the over.
No, it was good.
Yeah,
It was good. And
You saved yourself with the over.
He does have a point
Saved yourself
there.
with that. You
Does
had
have
me.
a
You
point
had me
there.
on that
Facts.
one. Had me in the first half.
One thing I do want to point out too, at half it was 24-0, and we all know who's a big Eagles fan up in the sky. Rest in peace, Kobe, man.
Yes, sir.
So I like to think that the Eagles did that for Kobe. Nice 24,
I didn't even know-
24-0.
I didn't even know-
I thought it
That
was
is
stupid.
so hard.
That's
I
the
didn't even
first
know
thing I said.
Kobe won me that block pull for 300 for the second quarter.
Hell yeah.
Shout out Bean, big Eagles
Shout
fan,
out
baby.
Bean, man.
Come on.
Shout
Big
out
Birds
Bean.
fan.
All those
Come
famous
on.
pictures of him talking to Luca and Braun and all them, that orange vest with that Eagles beanie, man. That's like the last
The one
photos of him
man,
and
the
Gigi.
one man that brings us together. I guess Bean and now Kendrick. 'Cause
Yeah,
Kendrick
I
performed
was,
for the Birds, baby.
I'm a little bit off topic, but I was thinking about Kobe today because Kershaw signed with the Dodgers, and Kobe's been at so many playoff Dodger games. It's just so awesome. I feel like the GOAT passed it to that GOAT. Now it's going to another GOAT. So
Yeah, I know. Kobe was really an Angels fan. We'll talk
LA
about
is
that on
dope
another
as hell.
pod. I'm serious. Google it. If you don't believe, I swear, Google it. I swear I'm not capping. I swear to God, Kobe was really an Angels fan, but he had to do what he had to do.
what are you talking
Google it.
Out of here.
What?
Pull it up.
He lived
Serious.
in Newport
Kobe's at
and
the
drove to
World
Dodger
Series.
Stadium.
But yeah, I'd show up too if I had to. If I was
Orange
big,
County
if
and
I'm
drive to
big in
Dodger
my city,
Stadium.
like of course I'm gonna pull up. Of course I'm gonna pull up. Like if the Dodgers go to the World Series and they pay us for the pod to go, I'm pulling up.
Oh my.
Yeah,
Hey, talking about halftime performance. What did we think about the halftime performance?
I thought
loved
was,
it.
Sorry.
I loved it. He was trolling Drake. He murdered Drake. So that's a dub. LA dub. Another LA dub.
I'd say it's another LA dub. Can't lie.
Yeah, I thought it was lit. He did it for the city, bro. I thought it was kind of cool that it wasn't like there wasn't that many guest appearances.
Just two of his exes.
Just a celebration of celebration. Yeah, no, Serena hands down.
Internet.
Go to the Reddit thread. But anyway.
Go to the Reddit thread.
He killed that boy.
Hey, we debunked
Dig
it.
deeper.
We debunked it. Kobe
Dig
is a
deeper.
Dodger fan.
Was a fan of the Los Angeles Eggers.
Yeah, Kobe was a Dodger fan.
Such a weird thing to.
Oh, was an Angels fan.
Bro, I saw
pull it up,
Kobe
pull it
at
up.
the bar with
Just
Puig
like
before.
Milan was an
Fuck
Angels
outta here.
fan.
Cole,
Now wants to be a
I saw
Dodger.
Kobe at the bar with Puig before.
I believe it.
Like
Shit.
they both them niggas had
They were
money.
them
That,
boys,
again, that
bro.
means nothing. If one of y'all was on the Dodgers, I'd hang out with you still. I would. Like what?
Wait, hold on. Hold on, let's get into the psychology right here. Why
Hold
do you
on,
hate the
'cause
Dodgers?
I don't hate. It's obvious because y'all took Shohei.
Because
It's so.
that's
why
fair.
do you
That's fair.
think?
Hey,
That's exactly. I had no problem with the Dodgers before Shohei went to the
Because
Dodgers.
he wasn't a fan until he became a fan of Shohei, and then Shohei.
He gotta be a fan now.
Ipe!
shout out Ipe.
But to answer your question, Cole,
Shout
yeah,
out
the
Ipe.
halftime show was cool. Serena coming out was super dope.
all Drake's exes,
What'd you say?
SZA and Serena, all
Yeah,
Drake's exes.
I didn't.
few of
Did him and SZA used to?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know that. But yeah, so I thought that was dope, and I thought the music was really good. I thought the whole thing with Samuel Jackson as Uncle Sam was sick.
that was sick.
Like just like the cultural, because I was reading something about like, did you know that Samuel Jackson was a pallbearer at MLK's funeral?
I didn't.
Yeah, bro, he's a Black Panther,
Legend.
and so
That's
then
wild.
and then there's also obviously the cultural connection of him playing Steven in Django.
Yep.
So it was like cool to see, you know what I mean? I think that like
Yeah, I mean,
even
that can
how he
never go
started-
wrong.
I forgot exactly what Kendrick said, but he said something to the effect of like right stage, wrong person. Like he's like, the revolution will be televised. Y'all picked the right dude with the wrong stage or something to that effect. And he's like, I'm letting y'all know now from the jump. Like I'm doing all the records. I'm giving my opinion. It was cool. So I thought like it was.
Well, did you hear that Drake sued Kendrick's label previously?
It's
right
also-
before the show, in case he said all that stuff and sang those songs, and then he did it just like, yo, we.
That's what a lot of people were saying.
That's the whole thing about what he was doing.
he was
Kendrick
trying to
went hard.
they were trying to keep him from
no
doing
one
it.
understands that though. Kendrick went so hard, man.
Yeah, no, it was sick, man. It was sick.
Both his exes out, smiled right into the camera.
Yeah, I thought it was dope.
Hey,
He had on
Drake.
his little flood jeans. He
I
was
mean,
getting after it.
Kendrick,
That's my dog, bro.
That's one of Kendrick's biggest moments of his life. He got to perform for the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl champions.
Man.
Like, he should be so proud of himself.
I like that he didn't end it with "Not Like Us." I like that he did TV off last. Like he's,
That's
you
what
know,
I mean, mustard.
With the game over in the crowd after, it was insane.
and I think this will be the last time that he talks about it too. I think that'll be it. I think he's like, all right, checkmate. Obviously, he's gonna reference it, but I think like he's done.
too big.
I think that ends the troll fest. Like Kendrick's the type of dude to say game over. Like he might.
Until Drake starts it back up.
He-
You know Drake's salty now.
Yeah, another round,
Super
another
Bowl
round.
happened. Now it's
He can't say anything. He
round
won
4,
3
round 5.
Grammys,
5.
5 Grammys,
5.
and the Super Bowl halftime in a span of what, 10 days?
Oh yeah, the Grammys was like last
A
week.
week ago.
Yeah.
Back to back.
Yeah.
Sunday.
So he
good
completely
weekends.
Kendrick's on a
murdered him.
run.
Good weekend.
For real.
He murdered him.
For real.
Facts.
The way he
It's
looked in the
Murdered
camera,
bull.
the way he looked
Say
in the
Drake.
camera and just say Drake, that shit was fucking hilarious.
So y'all thought I wasn't gonna do this? There was controversy. I wasn't gonna
Well,
do
that's
this
what was so
song.
funny is-
Are y'all fools?
Yeah.
When we were watching it, literally, because everyone knows all the words, right before the say Drake, everyone in the room got quiet, like, and we're like, is he gonna say his name? And it's like, say Drake. And we're like, hey!
It was fucking hilarious.
Meme of the year. Meme of the year.
Yeah, man, it was
Yeah?
that was cool. The whole, I mean, the game was kind of a blowout, but like because we wanted obviously Eagles for Brett, like it was just fun vibes the whole game. So
Shit
it was
was
a good time.
beautiful vibes. I was on cloud 9 the entire time.
He was on more than
Drinks
Cloud
were
9
Flowing.
So did y'all finish up big or down bad?
on bets.
Yes.
Yeah, I finished up 3.9 units, so a solid,
Hell yeah.
solid
Nice.
day.
Nice.
We level at 3 units. You know what I'm saying?
Depending how your unit work, that could be.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, we'll see it. Like once we get one of those betting sponsors, it'll go up. I'm a $100 unit guy for sure. Like I'm not.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
got a
so
lot of
just
homies
give-
that
give
I
people
gamble with who are
perspective,
like,
that's
who are
good.
like $1,000 unit people. So everyone's different. But like my unit metrics, $100. Like
Yeah.
whether I'm like I've had home run parlays where I've won 20, 30 units.
Yeah.
Like I can hit for 2-3 grand.
I'm
but, like,
basically half of your unit because I like betting smaller, just because I like betting a lot. Just for the sport of it, bro.
yeah. I mean, it depends, bro. Too. It depends like on.
Just give it the perspective. See what we're working
Absolutely.
with.
I think
Gino'S Locks is big into the sport of it. He's big about the sport.
Yo, I need that shit, boy.
I'm gonna
big
bet
into the-
every bet, and
Yeah.
one of these motherfuckers
Yeah,
gonna
oh
get a
God,
hit,
he's big into
and then
the
my
sport
locks
of
will be
betting.
there.
Exactly. Hey, how about that Eagles defensive line though? Bringing no blitzes, but I believe like 16 pressures or maybe even higher than that. It was insane. Overall, just pressures.
I saw a thing that said 28 pressures.
Something like that. No, it was a high number for
Yep,
sure.
an insane number with no blitzes format. I mean, that doesn't mean we weren't setting linebackers because
Yeah.
we would drop someone on the line,
For sure.
linebacker comes, but no more than 4 people
For sure.
were ever coming at a time. So
Yeah.
no blitzes. But yeah, those boys just came ready
Hey,
to play. Jalen Carter didn't have like a signature real play, but that boy was dominating. Besides that
when
one,
he punched him in the
I was gonna
face.
say, besides when he cracked him,
When he
That was
punched
his
Mahomes in the
signature
face, that was his
that was
signature
a
play.
definitely
signature
signature.
Super
There was
Bowl
no
play.
flag, right?
Strip sack, nope, because it was a strip sack, so everything was worried
Yeah.
about that. It's still
The ball was already
technically-
out when he hit
It
him,
still
so.
technically kind of probably could have been.
Yeah.
We'll ignore that. But
They're not throwing
strip
that flag.
I said off of
all
a
that
strip
speculation.
sack right after, just manhandling, just violently. Woo!
Hey, we'll see.
Cracked him on the ground.
We'll see in the future. That might be the script of how to beat the Chiefs. Is if you can get 4 home. I mean, obviously, but if you're
No, that's going to change this year.
Yeah.
This year, everyone knew this. Probably out of all their Super Bowl runs, this is probably the weakest offensive line they've had.
Yeah, they had,
They've been moving guards after
Tooney at fucking
tackles.
tackle, yeah,
they
yeah.
were just doing Band-Aid after Band-Aid
I mean,
after.
it's the same thing
They were
as-
just trying to fix injury.
Yeah.
Like they're really going to have to address things in the offseason to keep it coming.
I got a
back,
cure for
which
that.
which they'll probably do because it's.
I got a cure for that. Pat, run the ball. Cash my over
Cash
39 and a half
Cash
rushing
is
yards
over
bet.
for the
That
rushing
boy
bet.
didn't scramble once.
How is he going to?
He didn't have the opportunity.
Our line
Once.
is disciplined. I was like,
he-
no, it's
he
not like they were
he was inside a
over-rushing.
taco.
They kept them contained every single time.
That boy,
Run the ball.
They made
saw
some.
what running the ball
They made
did.
some
They're running
tortas, bro. They made some gyros.
They had
They threw that boy in the sandwich, homie.
One first down in the first half.
Hey, it's the same story as when they lost to the Bucks, though. They
Yes. Yes.
They were missing their 2 tackles against the Bucks as well, and he had no time to do anything.
And similar games too.
Yeah.
Different. You can literally see the Eagles having the number 1 O-line in the league, and then a patched up O-line. What it does
Exactly.
different. And honestly, we can get this out again. For last Super Bowl, our D-line was nice as fuck and didn't even get to shine because of that weak-ass
The
fucking
grass.
field.
Yep.
Weak-ass field. Everyone tried to say it was even for 2 teams. It's like we see what a better D-line
J-
does on both fields.
Jalen
Our
Carter-
D-line shines
Hey,
compared to the
CJ
Chiefs. They couldn't do nothing.
CJ
Would have did the
GJ.
same fucking shit in the Super Bowl.
Took the words out of my
TJ
mouth.
said, "Run it back with the real
Run it
grass."
fucking
Hey,
back.
Run it back with the real
That's
grass.
not the-
We-
back.
We see what happens.
That's not the only thing CJ said.
Of course not. He always got
I saw
something.
him saying something today.
He always got something. to
That's
say.
the heart of the team.
That's
He
for
left one
sure.
year. We didn't
Bro.
go. He came back. We're back in the Super Bowl.
That
That's
is for
the heart of the
I
team.
know you. I know we're all
heart of the
thinking it. I know you
team.
see what he
That's
said
hard.
to Travis.
Yeah.
So you should have kept that thick shit. That was nuts.
That was crazy.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
That was
That's
even
why.
worse.
Travis had tears going back to a flatback.
And we're not gonna diss the
Insane.
That's what she get for
Swifties.
leaving
We're
the
not gonna
Eagles
diss the
fan base.
Swifties.
Insane.
Trading up out here.
We'll
Trading
be
up out
pro
here.
Swifty pod, bruh.
Absolutely insane.
We are
Let's
pro Swifty because they
He
support
wears
Jason
short
Kelsey.
shorts. I
Hey,
wear
let's get in-
t-shirts.
Perfect.
let's get into
Perfect.
the
Flat shorts.
Let's get into the Carson Wentz trade that
Got Jalen Carter.
helped the Eagles end up bringing in all these guys to eventually win
Up
this
there
Super
with
Bowl.
the Lakers and the Luka trade for biggest fleece jobs
Craziest
up
trade.
there now.
It happened to be with my team. I hate to say.
Yep,
but-
that's why I look straight at
Yeah,
you.
it-
Shout out the Colts.
Hey, they
baby.
should have brought Carson in. Fuck, he might have done some.
I mean, Cole.
Jeez,
You got to
Carson.
be there for
Oh,
both.
I didn't even think
That-
about
yeah,
that.
he got to
Carson
watch.
really got to
Yeah,
win
he got
and
to watch-
lose.
He got to watch 2 Eagles Super
How
Bowls.
funny would it have been if Carson just took his jersey off, walked over and celebrated with the dudes?
That would have been hard.
It's like, fuck it.
Hey, so that trade ends up gets the Eagles Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Jalen Carter, and Cooper DeJean.
So you can't be fully upset. You weren't the only dumb team in there.
No.
Throw the
This-
AFC fellow
Yep.
South champs to Titans for helping
Yep.
us out, giving us AJ Brown, also a fleece job for
Yep.
one of those.
Yeah, but
what,
they
second,
used
third
that
round
the
picks?
picks
That
from
was
Carson
insane.
Wentz
Yeah,
to
get it.
send to the.
I'm saying,
Why would
but
you-
it wasn't a first.
Why would you ever?
Titans had to submit as well.
Why would you ever trade AJ Brown? Ever? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Why would you trade Luka? Doesn't make
Doesn't
fucking
make sense.
sense.
I can
Hey.
argue though that obviously we saw AD already got hurt. Get ball soon. We fuck with you, my nigga. But I would argue that still, like at least on paper, they got more back for Luka than they got for AJ Brown. The AJ Brown,
Brown,
they didn't get a first round
AJ
pick, right?
Brown.
They
AJ
traded AJ Brown to draft Traylon Burks.
AJ Brown has
That's
more.
all they got.
AJ
That's
Brown.
all they got.
AJ Brown
Yeah.
has more Super Bowls,
Look at my
Super Bowl
eyes.
appearances than Traylon Burks has touchdown catches.
Well, obviously, it's not even a comparison.
Absolutely
There's a di-
insane.
Yeah, you can't even compare it. It's just they made a
His second Super Bowl.
horrible trade.
What do you? That's one of the
insane.
best trades I've ever heard of. Most balanced, even trade. Shout out my dog Howie. We riding.
Hey,
shout out
Howie is
on
the
top.
GOAT, man. Howie is the GOAT.
The
Yeah.
goat. The goat.
GOAT.
Shout out Maxim.
I feel like Howie's putting tariffs on those
You know what I'm
boys.
talking about.
Hey,
Society.
moral of the story when it comes to Howie is for GMs in the future, stop beating around the bush and pay your fucking players, dude. You pay players and you see what happens.
Shout out the Giants, baby.
Pay players, draft
Simple.
people from Georgia.
We won't
players.
even get into the Giants GM. His son.
Yeah.
Don't even
His
get
son
me
was shot.
started.
I'll tell you
he's
this:
rocking for
if
the
I
Birds.
ever own a professional,
Gino absolutely
I have been
hates the
going on
Giants GM.
for so long about this guy. He had the worst offs.
He had the best offseason I've ever heard.
He signed Danny Dimes.
first of all,
I was
drafted
gonna say
Danny
another name,
Dimes.
but I'm
40
too
million.
nice.
40 million a year.
To a
40
huge
million a
contract. He let Saquon walk so we could get a scrub DN off the Panthers and like give a first round pick. And it's just like, bro, you are in New York. You're going to need a quarterback, you're going to need a running back, and you're going to need a ball club.
They said 13 million was too much for Saquon.
That is
13 mil.
insane.
They
It's okay,
paid
the
Danny
Giants-
Dimes 40.
Insane.
They paid him 48.
The Giants gonna be okay because it's gonna be perfect timing over there very soon.
Perfect timing.
I mean, Shador's about to get one of the best receivers from LSU ever. So, I mean, he's trying to go there. He's trying to zoom there.
We don't need Shador going there. Our division will be so stacked.
Assuming
Jaden,
that
Jalen and fucking Dak. Come on now.
assuming that they don't take Jackson Dart with the third pick,
Bro, that is some shit they would do.
Didn't they take Danny Dimes second?
That is
We all know Jackson. We all know Jackson Dart's going to the Raiders. Shout out Los.
They're gonna take Jackson Dart, third overall. Be like, there's a guy we could build around. He's like a Josh Allen clone, and everyone's gonna be like, bro, you could have taken 2 other quarterbacks that were top 2. They'll do something like that. They'll do something.
Looks like we got
worst GM in the league, worst coach in the league, but the owner's being nice and giving them one more year.
Look at this fabulousness.
The greatest video in the history of an Eagles win right here. We got to show y'all this for sure. Bring out the pots and pans, baby.
Add it to the. Oh, I've added it, baby.
Yep.
Suck my dick, Nikki. Go Birds, baby.
Go Birds, baby. Go
All the
Birds.
fucking hate, all the hate I got all season for this.
Clap it up for Philly, man.
Clap it up for B. Phil.
For you, baby. This was for y'all, bro.
Hey, we're proud of you, buddy. We're proud of you, man. I'm glad you could get it done.
Thanks for coming, big dog. Go Birds, man.
Thanks for coming, brother.
It's good to have you on the pod, big dog.
Hey.
Welcome back.
If the Phillies ever sign someone, we'll have you back for sure.
Oh man, we're gonna need that Philly. We gonna need that Philly sports update. Don't worry, that B Philly sports segment coming very, very soon.
Sportsbooks also go on to win a record $22.1 million on the Super Bowl.
That's it?
Them boys fleeced.
Fleeced.
What are we talking about?
That's how much the books made.
Yeah.
That's how much Vegas made. I mean, think about. I already know like big money was probably on Chiefs. I didn't even check the metrics, but like. I'd assume a lot of the public was on Chiefs. They probably got fleeced on, or they probably fleeced on Travis receptions. Travis was like totally non-factor in the whole game.
A lot of people got fucked on the props.
Oh, it's Saquon Teddy.
Yeah.
Saquon rushing yards. Saquon rushing attempts.
Bro, the biggest lock ever, which I took in my lay.
Give him the alarm. Milan, give him the alarm.
Gino lock alarm.
Gino lock alert. The Gino lock alert.
The over-under in the Super Bowl was Saquon 21.5 rushing attempts. That was just like, I don't even know how that was even money, but that was a good one.
Yeah, so what'd you take, under?
Over.
Oh, you took the over.
I banged it.
You banged it? That's a Gino lock.
Gino lock alert.
Gino lock alert.
Everyone thought I lost all this money because I bet on the Chiefs, but I made so much money on the other stuff that... It's a good week,
day.
Boy.
Yeah, the books cleaned up past.
And they call me G Moolah.
Facts. And obviously, we're going to get into it in more detail, but just to speak on the books also cleaned up on the Luka debut because they didn't announce minutes restriction until
over-under
like
was
20
28
minutes
points.
The game. Yeah. Well, yeah, because they didn't. Everyone assumed he wasn't on minutes restriction, and then obviously we blew out the Jazz. But we'll talk about that. But yeah. Books cleaned up. The books are having a really good 2-day run.
They never lose, though. They never lose.
Yeah, well, Vegas always wins, baby, because Vegas just needs to win by 1%, and they make billions of dollars.
It's like we had
Vegas don't care.
A few big sporting events to highlight how much Vegas wins.
Hey.
Like that's basically what happened.
Vegas just gonna keep building casinos, man. It ain't gonna stop. I'll tell you that.
And that's something that I think everyone out there should know. Like I hope y'all know Vegas always wins, and that don't mean you can't be a profitable gambler. Because here's the thing, Vegas is
You just gotta
fine.
bet locks only, boy.
Vegas don't care about losing 49% of the time. That's why people hit lottos. That's why people hit jackpots on slot machines because they want people to gamble. They're fine losing 49% of the time as long as they win 51% of the time because that
And they always will.
That's
is
profit.
billions of dollars.
Yep.
1% is billions of dollars for them. That's all they need. That's all they need.
Yep.
Shout out to Vegas, kinda. I'm out to destroy you.
Very well
in a good
said.
way.
Hopefully that will teach our young gamblers to be smart a little bit and not bet 17 team parlays.
Like Gino, only bet locks.
I only bet locks. I'm not a big lay guy, but I dabble.
Hey, let's get into, speaking of Luka, let's get into his first game. How do we think he was looking?
I thought he looked good. I think Lakers going to need some time to adjust. The no-look passes and stuff like that. I think JJ touched on it. And Rui played a great game, but I kept screaming at the TV like, Rui, catch the ball. Bro, he has no hands. But he's such a good player, though. I love Rui. He just can't catch. He's not football, so it's fine.
Rui is balling out this year, man. He's shooting 43% from three.
That's nuts, bro.
And guess what he's shooting from the field? He's shooting 51% from the field going into last night.
Well, I think I can't believe I didn't even think about that, like when I was thinking about, bets for the game. but like he fits their style perfectly because Rui doesn't really want to dribble unless he's driving. Like Rui's a catch and shoot guy. Yep. So I was honestly a little bit more worried about Austin, but I think Austin even went out of his way to make it very clear, like, I'm still a dude on this team.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which made it even more exciting.
Everyone
it's
did.
Like, oh, and
Everyone
Austin's going to
did.
keep doing this? Like, we're
coming
straight.
off of him scoring 45 points the game before with no Luka, no LeBron. Like, he's a dog.
AR-15 is him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looked good. It looked good.
Let me ask y'all a question. Everybody showed out last night, right?
For the most part, yeah.
It was the Jazz.
Everybody. Gabe
Gabe
Vincent was shooting.
We also were playing your favorite team, the Jazz, who absolutely fucking suck.
Oh, we didn't even think about that.
I can go in on a little bit about that because I went to Intuit Dome Saturday night, saw Jazz Clippers. Clippers had their squad back together. I was a little bit excited about the Clippers because Harden's the point guard. You got Norman
You were
Powell.
excited about the Clippers playing your team.
So did the Clippers?
That is
the Clippers
insane.
beat y'all? I thought you said Roy
Absolute-
Markkinen was a
absolutely
god.
I was just saying they look nice, like they can make a run because Kawhi is the best defender on that team, and that should be his role. Harden, pass. Norman Powell, score. Zubac, be big as hell. Like, they got an identity.
Hey, I will say one thing. Norman Powell is a snub from the All-Star team.
Yes.
That fool has been
He can score.
absolutely balling.
He scores. Every time he touches the ball, he's trying to score.
Absolutely balling.
Yeah. This is biased sports talk. I don't want to hear none of that Clipper shit.
No
It's
facts.
the Laker gang in the
I hear
building.
you.
Hey,
all
I
the way
got
Laker
into it.
gang.
Toasting the Stevie Bomber. That shit's hard.
Yeah.
Shout out Uncle
I did
Stevie,
go to
bro. We
Intuit,
need you
but I
on the
went-
pod.
You're not a Laker fan, buddy.
Yeah.
So
I went to Intuit last week. I saw Lakers Clippers when we whooped their ass and Bronny
Yep.
hit his first three. It was great. Intuit's nice. I'm not even gonna cap.
yeah.
Shout out to Inglewood,
It's
man.
different. It's so different. It's cool to have two stadiums for basketball in LA. So different. You can get completely different vibes wherever you want to go.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Inglewood coming up too. All the new stadiums,
sure.
man. Shout out to the city. Like it's been, it's good for the city to get some revenue. I hope that, obviously you can get into all the cultural and economical impact of how that's
bro,
going to change.
Ballmer
but-
could lose money on that shit and it wouldn't fucking matter. He's so rich.
He loves that shit.
He's
bro.
just building himself a stadium to go
Yeah,
have fun at,
exactly.
bro. Imagine building your own stadium like in the game,
Insane.
how you do create a stadium. He's just
Insane.
like, and what if we put in a wall?
And what if we
Right?
put in 300 bathrooms?
Yeah,
Like,
he's like, that just sounds cool.
Yeah.
Like, let's do
Whenever I take a piss, it can't be over 4.5 feet before I get there, bro. That shit is awesome.
it. You heard it here, Gino. It's a lock on 4.5 feet for the
and
bathroom.
when
back
you-
into
feet
it.
lock in between
When you
bathrooms. at
go into the
Intuit.
That's a
bathrooms
lot.
out there, they got a spot. You just set your beer on. I mean, yeah, Ballmer's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
Yeah,
Goated.
I mean,
Let's talk about that Luka though, bro. What's up with Luke? What do you guys think of the Lakers, their identity? I got a strong opinion on it. But what do you guys think, like how it works, how it fits?
bro, Luka and Braun together. I mean, bro, Jackson Hayes, he needs to figure out his rebounding, but he's been looking nice as a lob threat lately. I love the way it looks with Braun and Luka being able to both throw him lobs. Like, I mean, and getting Alex Len today to be able to help in terms of another big guy with the trade being rescinded and shit like that. I mean, that's another topic to talk about as well is who's going to want to trade with the Hornets now that the GM tried to pull a fast one?
That's dirty business.
Yeah.
We're
dirty
done with
business.
Luka's game already.
I mean, what more do you want to talk about? We played the fucking Jazz.
Bro.
Like,
Obviously,
bro.
I think, obviously he's not ready. He hasn't played in months. He was definitely out of shape.
No,
He
I
definitely-
got a strong opinion
he also,
on
like, even those little crazy layups he was taking, he looks like Luka, dude. It's
Yeah.
gonna, as soon as we figure it out, it's going to be an
Bro,
ass.
that
No,
shit's like-
I think you guys are tripping. I think he had such an impact on the Lakers. It literally looked like the first time the Lakers have been a good team in about 8 years, ever since Kobe was
On
in
like
his
a
prime.
7-game
Brother,
win streak.
we have the most wins since the middle of January. What are you talking about?
How
Bro,
many games have we won in a row?
Can,
Like,
can
at
I
least
explain?
6.
I mean,
Can I
like,
explain? Luka's first 3 plays on the Lakers, he threw 2 alley-oops and had another assist attempt. Once he started doing that, everyone started doing the same thing, and then everyone got easy buckets, and that's how you win by
okay,
a lot
Gino,
of points.
you need to realize
they were getting easy buckets.
the
with
Lakers
Luka.
have the top 10 or the number 1 defense over the last 10 games. He's only
Perfect.
played one game.
Throw Luka in
So-
there where he can make everyone score and score a lot himself. He's the perfect fit.
What's that Drewski skit? Luka to Jackson Hayes last night. We changed his broke nigga life. He's not broke. He's in the NBA. But Jackson Hayes is like, there's no one who went to bed happier last night than Jackson Hayes.
Facts.
He's
I mean, that started with the game against the Clippers when Jackson Hayes caught that lob and Luka was on the bench looking like, oh shit, I could.
Was it okay?
This is a guy I could work
He got
with
some
here.
ups,
Oh
like,
God, this is someone I could work with.
No, he looked good. I agree with you. I think he needs to rebound more. Like I think
he made the whole team better.
But I think we look. Yeah, I agree with you too, Gino. I think he made the team better, and it's actually scary to think because I think I agree with you, and I agree with me and Cole's take. I think he definitely wasn't even close to like what he's gonna be.
Fuck no.
But like he definitely
He had an off game. He didn't shoot well.
Yeah, he wasn't shooting. But even then, like just the energy.
I was literally surprised how much better the Lakers looked with him because I thought he could just like score a bunch and then you're just gonna add like
Gino, we
29
played
points, but you're adding a triple.
We're on a 7-game win
played
streak
the
right now.
Jazz. We'll see how it looks when he plays a real team.
Luka is gonna have trouble with anybody?
No, of course not. But I'm saying you're overreacting to us playing the Jazz. We could have beat them with our
You're
fucking
sleeping-
South Bay
you're
Rory
Lakers.
Markkinen, I thought he was the best small forward in the league. You
Yeah.
still standing by that?
Yeah, exactly.
All I know is Walker Kessler, whatever your name is, get the fuck out of here, bud. You fucking suck.
He had
a double-double last
He had
night.
13 and 12. Like,
Luka was on him. He shoots. He was on LeBron. He shoots. Like that was their game
Walker
plan.
Kessler had 13 and 12.
Worst defensive player I've ever seen in my whole entire life.
This dude is insane.
What?
This dude
Worst
is
defensive player I've
insane.
ever seen.
I was begging for Walker Kessler at the trade
Same.
deadline. Like what?
But Danny
Who
Ainge
would he have guarded?
What's he
Danny
averaging?
Ainge wasn't going to trade him to us after we pulled that Luka trade.
Oh, absolutely not.
Because he didn't know he was involved, and he was sick about it.
Walker Kessler averages 11 and 11, 71% field goal percentage, 1.6 blocks per game.
Yeah, he's tripping.
He's a demon.
That's your team.
And how
You
old
don't
is he?
even know.
I can't see the age. How old is he, bro?
I think I have one more point about the Lakers. With LeBron and Luka, they kind of play the same position. They get matchups like that because teams are going to switch off those guys and get matchups like Walker Kessler on Luka.
Bro, Walker Kessler was a highly valued asset at the trade deadline that they didn't want to trade away because they feel that he is the center for the future of their team.
The center?
Walker Kessler averages 11 and 11, and he's 23.
Yeah.
But he can't play defense on LeBron or Luka, and he was guarding them.
1.6 blocks a game. What are you saying?
He's not a guy you would ever have.
So you're not high on your Jazz team. You're not
high on
liking
the
how
Jazz?
it's looking.
Well, it's like Laurie is so good. Clarkson's just a pure scorer. It's just there's no defense at all.
I will
And
say this.
when you have no defense at all, you're probably gonna have the same record as the Jazz do.
Right. Danny Ainge is known for like trade farming, right, and getting all these picks. And I would like at I would like at some point you would think that this was kind of going in like a Thunder direction because that's what Presti did, right? He did that and then he flipped it and turned it into.
I think that's what he's trying to do.
But at what point do you start flipping it, bro? I guess you just haven't got a Shea or someone that you've traded for that really has been the changer. But at a certain point, it feels like every year he's just flipping dudes around. Like Jazz feels like how the Magic used to feel. Like I remember Jeff Teague and them were saying.
I kind of agree with you.
They
on
were
that.
like, oh, you used to, if you were like close to the end of your career back in the early 2000s, you just go to Orlando because you're like, I'm going to get paid. I get to ball out. Like, cool. Like, it feels like that's the Jazz now. It's like, all right, if you want to just go ball out and kind of go to like NBA purgatory, just go, go hang out on the
if you want
Jazz
to give
for
me
like
20
2
a
seasons.
game, come on over, buddy.
Exactly. Well, and facts, and that's the thing is like I think on the Jazz, and the trade-off to that would be you got a chance to get some run, and if you do get nasty, the likelihood of Danny Ainge trading you to a good team for some picks, like
I mean,
you know what I mean? Like, so I guess you can get out of there quick because
Yeah.
they recycle dudes there, except for.
but realistically, like, who have they traded away? Like, their major like pieces, they're holding on to Laurie, they're holding on to Walker Kessler.
they have Sexton still, right? They trade Sexton out. I think Sexton might still be on the team. Maybe
Sexton might be on the Cavs, or did he go
he's already on
Cavs
the
to
Cavs,
Jazz?
then he got traded
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
Jazz.
he's hurt right now.
Yeah, I think he's just.
Yeah, he's like their guy, but he's just been hurt. So when you got major players hurt and you're a low-income team, you're not going to be looking nice.
I mean, that's the thing about going back to the Lakers and how they've been looking lately. Like I said, we have the best record since January 15th in the league. We've scored 120 plus in 6 straight games.
Sheesh.
Yeah. The Lakers are absolutely balling right now. So that's why I want to see what. Obviously, I believe in Luka, but I'm not going to be too worried about how he looks against the fucking Jazz.
I'm getting emotional.
Yeah. No.
I thought he looked amazing. You guys are on the opposite.
He had 14 points. Like,
Well,
that's nowhere near his
when
best.
you're up by 30,
That's
like you
nowhere
can't
near
play
his
him every
best.
minute.
We're so good.
What else we got going on,
So
bruh?
good. We're so good.
Talk to me, Billy.
Yeah, let's talk about how Jimmy Butler has been impacting the Warriors. I mean, it seemed like Jimmy was just going from a 500 team to a 500 team, but Steve Kerr has said himself, just his basketball IQ alone is helping them in terms of they're looking better. Can't lie.
I'm not gonna lie. Every time that there's like some Jimmy drama,
He comes
back
out.
and he does this thing where you're like, oh, I forgot you're
Yeah.
super good.
Yeah, at basketball.
Like, you're
That dude is
super
good at basketball.
Like, bro, all those like off position layups and shit, all those
Yeah.
like up and unders. I saw all the highlights of Steph going. He looked.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, I did not think that I will be the first one to say I didn't think it moved the needle at all. And like, I forgot how good Jimmy is. Like, and it's he was like, and we said it last pod, but he was taking kind of a solid but mid tier.
we weren't giving them much love.
Yeah, but he definitely was taking those teams to the finals, and I don't know why in my brain it felt fluky. And then I watched him play, and I'm like, oh, you're super good. And Jimmy turns it off and on. That's the thing too, right?
Yep.
He's like a playoff like at any time. This felt like the moment where he's like, okay, let me prove my worth. So then he just does the Jimmy thing where he turns it on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it could be cool, and I think maybe it gives Steph a little bit of new life. Like I think sometimes that's all you need, especially when you're Steph Curry. Like a little bit of fire like that is enough to get you firing again, and they might roll.
I mean, bro, Jimmy has that ability, especially when it comes to the playoffs, where, I mean, obviously Steph is Steph, but Jimmy can take a game over himself. He's shown that plenty of times. So to add him to, the kind of guy that Steph is, in my opinion, the best point guard of all time. So he's not necessarily even a point guard, but we'll put him in that category
He's
just based
listed
off
as
of
one.
size.
Right,
So
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like is this the best? I would say the best player that Jimmy's ever played with. So
yes.
I mean, when you put that together, it could be special. But going up against the other teams in the West, I don't.
It's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough.
Him and Draymond though might be a fun energy thing.
Yeah.
Especially when Jimmy gets going on defense. If the both of them are like going and getting the crowd going, like So yeah, I mean, Jimmy did play with JoJo. He played with Embiid, so like that's I think Steph's better than
Steph
Embiid.
is
Steph is a
You know what I
goat,
mean?
bro.
Obviously,
Steph is goated.
shout out to JoJo though, man. Come on the pod, please.
And Embiid ain't made out the walker yet.
JoJo just needs to play in the playoffs, man. If they can,
Seems like he hasn't won in the playoffs. That's his problem.
If they can figure out a way to get him healthy to where he's just in the playoffs, like, and they can make the playoffs and just have a run with JoJo, I would love to see what that looks like.
Yeah, we'll see. I think JoJo deserves more, but also like he can't stay healthy this year. It's weird. And that's the thing, dude, that we were talking about earlier about the NBA. Sometimes, man, when you're recycling dudes all the time and like trying to rebuild the team every year, like you run risks with that. Like the Mavs, bro, like we said last pod, no Jalen Brunson or Luka. Like years ago, who would have thought that neither of them boys would be on the team?
Yeah.
The Sixers, right, not keeping Jimmy way back when, and now obviously bringing in PG, like, and kind of switching up. Don't get me wrong, Tobias was not that dude, but like were playing better. Like this, you're messing up team chemistry.
Keeping Tobias over Jimmy was a crazy choice.
Insanity. That's one of the worst contracts.
Yeah, but since y'all didn't ask me, love the Jimmy to the Warriors. I feel like he's like almost like a Luka, where he could pass, score, rebound. So Jimmy on that team, I think it's one of the most slept on deadline moves I ever heard, bruh. This could go down as number one deadline move of all time. I hate to tell you.
Sorry about that, dog.
That's how we might need a Gino lock alert on that one.
It's a lock alert.
That's a lock alert.
Get me in some baseball. I'll give
That
you
might
some
be
locks,
a Gino
bro.
lock alert. I mean, also another team that made a trade in terms of familiarity would be the Kings, and getting Levine over there to go back with DeRozan. I mean, bro, Levine hasn't been hitting his threes since he got there, but I feel that with that team with Sabonis, like they might be able to do something. I just feel that the West is once again too good.
What do you think, Gino?
Bro, Bro, we're talking about the the Lakers, like we're talking about the Warriors, and then you bring that up, like I could give a fuck less.
Yeah,
That's my take.
Gino also doesn't like the players on his own team, so who knows how he
Laurie
feels about it.
Markkinen, best 3 in the league on a good team.
okay.
Stretch forward.
I think it's kind of the same thing you were talking about, or that we were talking about. Maybe me even. Jesus, stop drinking whiskey during the pod, Malone. Like shaking things up too much, bro. Like the Kings were contending like not too long ago. Like all of a sudden you got Levine and DeRozan and Sabonis. Like 2 years ago that was what, Fox and Monk and Sabonis, and then before that they had Halliburton. Like I don't understand why teams.
They never should have traded Halliburton.
These dudes keep like looking for this secret recipe in chemistry. And don't get me wrong, Zach LaVine is nasty, and DeMar DeRozan, that's LA, like born and raised. Like so, I'll never have anything bad to say about DeRozan, one of the most clutch players in the league. But like, it feels almost gimmicky to just be like, oh, okay, we don't know what to do. Why don't we just do a Bulls reunion? Like, hey, let's just do a Bulls reunion.
Yeah, it just I'm more excited about Jimmy Butler with Curry and Luka with LeBron. There's a lot of crazy shit going on, and it's just that's where I'm at on it.
Yeah, I hear you. That being said, I mean, do we have anything else you guys want to discuss, or I feel like we should go ahead and wrap that up?
Yeah,
I'm trying to talk about them Dodgers, bruh. You guys are scared to talk about them Dodgers?
What you want to talk about?
Just want to shout out all the signings. Kershaw today. So all we got to talk about is Kershaw, but Kershaw's back with the Dodgers today. Love when a GOAT is on your team. So
yeah,
just
Kershaw,
watching them
man.
play.
Kershaw's a GOAT. Like, as much as Dodger hate as you'll hear me spew, like, I'll never say anything about it.
I believe we are 10 days out from Dodgers' first spring training game, so baseball is coming up pretty fast.
So are we not talking Dodgers 10 days out? I don't understand.
I mean, we do have a pod next week, so.
That's the nice part about having a pod.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Kershaw, if you want my opinion about that, like, I have a lot of respect for Clayton Kershaw. I do not think that he is going to be a premier pitcher on the Dodgers. The lineup is way too heavy. You guys got Roki and Yamamoto and Walker, and assuming Shohei pitches this year, like, that's 4 starters right there that I think are all. That's not because Clayton Kershaw hasn't had an amazing career. And yes, you can, of course. I mean, cut you off. But not that because Clayton Kershaw, I just think at this point, like, you're starting all 4 of those dudes over him. And I'm probably missing. Oh, you guys got. You guys get Snell?
Yep.
Like, dude, see what I'm saying?
That's why we're going.
How does Kershaw
we're going
break this rotation?
Man, because in Japan, Roki just came from a 6-man. Yama was used to a 6-man before last year. And also, Otani's coming off TJ and Glasnow.
You see what I'm saying?
So
God,
that's the 6-man. We just named it. They're just going to pitch one after each other. And that's how we rocking. That's the craziest rotation I've ever heard in my whole entire life.
Yeah, it's nuts. I'm not going to lie. The Dodgers are stacked, bro. And when the Angels somehow pull this World Series off, it's going to be even more special. So you heard it here first. That's a Santana lot.
Santana lot, man.
Let's get that World Series locking. Might as well.
Do we want to take a bet on the pod right now? I'll take a bet.
We should.
For Dodgers' future?
We'll come next pod with all the futures.
I'll be the house. I got $100. Dodgers don't make World Series this year.
I'll bet you 100, but on the odds, so we gotta figure it out.
Facts.
I'll bet you 100, but on the odds. So we gotta figure it out.
Yeah, it was a bad bet. There's a lot of variance that goes into that, man.
Yeah. Dodgers are going so hard this year, bruh. Ha-Seong Kim. We just got Kike back because he literally just roasted Fat Joe. I think that's the only reason they signed him back. Just completely.
He's a vibe guy. Locker room guy.
He's such a vibe, bro. Buried the Yankees after they just smoked him. So, yeah, I'm very happy about all that.
With that being said, that goes ahead and wraps up the second episode of Bias Sports Talk. We'll be back every Thursday. Thank you so much for joining us, and goodbye.